Research shows that 3 in 4 people suffer from speech anxiety. As in, like, you're so afraid, maybe you have tics, or you just don't even want to speak in front of an audience. You don't want to deliver a message. And how inhibiting to the impact and the value that you can have in your world, in your areas where you're supposed to be making an influence. And I'm just so passionate about Success Speaks. I'm so passionate about people speaking successfully because, oh my gosh, the value that is going to be brought to this world when people are more empowered to speak with confidence, authentically expressing who they are. 60% of employers consider public speaking as a key workforce competency. And yet there are 30% of people that literally avoid a job completely because it requires them to deliver public speaking or whatever that looks like. Oh my goodness. If that was you, I do not want you to feel ashamed or upset or disappointed. Do you know what? Because you can change. Because if you want to, and I hope that you do want to, because you're listening to this, you don't have to be afraid anymore. You just need to have the tools. You need to know that people are not born natural speakers. They've kind of been nurtured by the environment, the culture, the people around them who've spoke confidence and life into them. And I want to do the same to you, but also to equip you with tools. And this first video is really about planning, and it's foundational to speaking with success. In 2016, if you know my story, in my first competition of the athletics season, I was on fire. Literally, oh my gosh, I jumped 6 meters, and I believe it's 63 centimeters, 7 centimeters away from the Olympic standard. And I just felt so lifted up and encouraged and excited. In the final round of that competition, I was like, I'm about to jump an Olympic standard. I'm going to Rio. All my history and heartbreak is behind me. I'm ready to go. Unfortunately, my body had a different idea. Took my first step and, well, heartbreak. There's more of that story in my Achilles tendon rupture series of videos. But suffice to say, I had had enough. So I retired from sport. I moved from where I was living in Phoenix in Arizona, and I returned to Manchester. I was like, okay, a new phase of life. In that phase of life, I started trying my hand at a bit of public speaking. I've had a bit of a stop-start relationship with this particular area of work. And I remember having my first kind of lesson, for one and only lesson, where this wonderful gentleman, Anthony Etherton, came to my home, to my parents' home, and sat with me for potentially 90 minutes. I think we had 90 minutes together. He listened to me speaking shakily, probably. And I don't remember everything that went down in that meeting, but what I do remember is what I'm going to share with you today. What I do remember that has really been foundational to the way that I plan, to the way that I deliver, to the way that I even engage in off the cuff. If I've been asked to present something that is new and fresh, and maybe I've got a short period of time, this is how I start the planning process. I want to share with you Anthony's magical sticky framework. Is that all right with you? Well, I mean, you have no choice. You can just kind of dip out if you don't care, but if you want, keep listening. The framework is simple, and all of these tools, I guess, are going to be quite simple, but it's how you implement them that makes the difference. And so I want to start by saying, you look at this framework. If you have any additional questions, ask them in the comments. Please reach out to me, because we're going to co-create these series in Success Speaks. Attention, benefit, core message. Those are the first 3. We're going to get to the next 2 in the next video, but let's just start with those 3. Now, let me start with the last 2 before we go in attention, because this is going to be a really short, sharp video, I hope. The benefit is simply why. Why do you, as an audience member, why do you, as the person that's listening to me speak, this is the question you have to be asking in your mind, why do you care about what I'm saying. What benefit is this going to have for you in your life, in your world? Hopefully you've noticed in my intro and even in this planning video, I'm sharing with you the why. You've already defined your why, but I also wanted to give you some kind of idea as to why this might be of benefit for you, just in case you didn't know. It's an incredibly important aspect of speaking, because this is the part that makes the audience want to engage. They want to know there's going to be something of value for them. And so just helping them to define the why, to give them the benefit, is so key in that first 5 minutes of you delivering your talk. The first phase of you delivering your talk, because if you've only got 5 minutes, you need to get that out of the way in the first 60 seconds, don't you? So it's really just depending on so many factors. So we're not going to dive too deeply into that part just right now. The second or the third part is the core message. What is important? It kind of overlaps with the why, not always, but in this instance where I'm talking about Success Speaks series, I think the what and the why overlap. My core message here is we can all speak with success. We can all speak with confidence, authentically, and in a way that engages the audience, to compel them to be inspired, to hear and listen, but also to move and act. And so that's the core message. We all have that ability to do that. I want to show you how. And so now we've kind of ticked off the box of why. Why does this matter to me? What is the benefit? The core message? Well, we can all speak with confidence. We can all speak successfully. I want to tell you the thing that really gets people over the edge, that really engages, is the hook, the attention grabber at the start. You know those moments where someone speaks and you're like, oh, right, okay, I need to put my phone down. I need to stop yawning. I need to just, just lean in, because you're like, what's going to happen next? When you're watching a movie and you're like, oh my goodness, I just keep talking, keep going, keep moving, keep progressing. That's kind of what you want the audience to feel. You want them to be thinking, oh my gosh, can we get to the next bit? Because I'm so hungry to know what's coming next. And I think that's what an attention grabber does. It's that hook. There are a few ways you can do this. Facts and statistics are so powerful. Those percentages, they genuinely are shown to engage an audience at 20% more than if they weren't there. And so you just throw them out there, just dot them about strategically within the framework of a presentation that you might be delivering, or even just when you're having a conversation. If you have these stats in your mind, throw them out there. I think it's so powerful. And you will notice, hopefully, that, or if you hadn't noticed, I started this video with an attention grabber, a hook. And it doesn't need to be too noisy or too crazy or even too long. But for me, I think an attention grabber is exactly what it says on the tin. And particularly in this economy where, and I say economy, not necessarily meaning financial economy, but in terms of mindset. So maybe I've used the wrong word, but that's okay. So in this landscape, that's what I mean. So in this landscape, we know that people's attentions are waning. We know this. My attention is waning. I know that I've recorded an incredibly long video, possibly, and I'm going to have to shorten this to match the attention spans of the people that I am engaging with. And again, be honest. Share your thoughts in the comments. Engage and let me know what would be ideal for you as someone who is going to benefit, I hope, from this Success Speaks series. Attention grabber, statistics, facts, stories. Stories are sticky in a way that facts aren't. Stories stick, whereas facts can fall flat. People aren't going to always remember that. But it's good to have a mix of both if you can, because there's going to be some people who have that logical brain and others who want the emotion, the heart, the feeling behind a story. And that would cause them to lean in and to engage a little bit more. I've personally found Anthony's framework, the ABCs, incredibly powerful and helpful for the planning stage and even, the talking stage of delivering a presentation. So I hope that you have found the ABCs helpful. Let me know how you get on if you're structuring something. And feel free to respond, send your videos across of you speaking to the email address that I will link in the comments. Send the videos across. If you use this framework, the ABCs, this is supposed to be a living, breathing co-curation of a series. And I want you to be involved. I want you to lean in. I want you to care. So if you do, go ahead and do the homework to create a 2 to 5 minute piece using the ABCs: tension, benefit, core message. And if you record and send it to me, I will watch it and I will provide feedback for the first 5 people that do that for free. Free of charge feedback, free of charge. And actually I might even throw in a coaching session in terms of a 1-to-1 30-minute coaching call. So it's real-time feedback and you can ask me all the questions that you want off the back of that. So if you do your homework, there will be benefit for you. And I just thought of that now. So it wasn't something that I was planning to do, but I really want this to work. I really want this to be of value for you who are listening. So yeah, my email address is in the details of this video. So you'll have access to that. You can send it across to me. If you want if you have any questions that you want me to answer, throw them into the comments. Please do that. And I hope that you found this video useful. If you have, please share this with your team, with the people that you know that you feel might benefit from this, you want to speak better. Like and please subscribe, because then you will be informed of when the next series of videos comes through, or the next video in the Success Speaks series is released. And I believe that's all of the public service announcements that I need to deliver right now. So if you've enjoyed this, thank you very much. Thanks for getting this far in the conversation, and I will see you next time. Bye. I haven't mentioned it, but I have this in my hand, annoyingly, because this ran out of charge. So ordinarily on my videos, I will not be holding a mic. Hopefully in the future, I'll have something, what do you call it? Like I've forgotten what it's called. But anyway, I'll have one of those and I'll have my hands free. It's going to be awesome.